So I'm willing to bet that you clicked on this video because you've run Facebook ads in the past, and maybe you've been able to generate a lot of leads, but you haven't been able to take those leads and to turn them into cold hard cash. So in this video, I'm gonna talk about what's different about social media leads and the corresponding unique approach that you need to take to finally generate revenue from Facebook and use it as another valuable marketing source for your business. Let's dive in. So to start understanding what's happening with social media leads, you have to understand the customer buying journey. So think of the customer buying journey like a line, okay? Now, when somebody is thinking about replacing their HVAC system, it's getting old, maybe it's not heating as well or cooling as well. A lot of times they'll procrastinate and they'll walk down this line, down this line, down this line. And then once they get to the absolute end, that's when they decide to call a contractor. So they start Googling, they call the contractor or they submit a form. And if you don't get back to that lead and schedule them right away, there's a good chance you've lost them because they might go with another contractor since they're at the very bottom or the very end of that customer journey. Now, if you take a social media lead, that social media lead isn't actually all the way at the end yet. They're somewhere around right here. So they are aware of their problem. They're kind of starting to think they might need to research a contractor to start fixing it, but they haven't pulled the trigger yet. So they're a little bit back here. And because you're getting in front of them and reaching them right then, you actually have to walk with them on the rest of their journey to purchase. And here's how to do that. Number one, you need to have a totally different follow-up process. See, with Google Leads, because the customer is only in the market for a very small span of time, the typical process is we need to get a hold of them within 5 minutes, and we're gonna call a couple days really hard, and then if we don't get a hold of them, it's a dead lead and we're gonna throw it away. But with a Facebook lead, again, they're not quite all the way at the end yet. So you need to follow up a little bit longer in order to get that deal. I've been generating social media leads for contractors for the past 6 or 7 years now, and here's the process that I recommend for you. First, you wanna call back that lead 4 to 6 times within the first week. You also wanna text about 3 times, and then if you don't get a hold of them, you wanna put them into a recycle bucket where you follow up once a month, or not follow up once a month, but do a rehash once a month, which is a couple follow-ups inside that rehash, a rehash once a month. And then after 3 months, then you break out that rehash and do that rehash once every 3 months. There's a lot of money in that extended follow-up. For example, one time I was helping one of my clients with a follow-up. I called back a lead that was about 6 months old, scheduled them, and they turned into a $118,000 basement deal. And here's the opportunity for you. A lot of contractors who run Facebook ads might call a couple times and then sort of give up after that, and they kind of neglect the texting. They don't really believe it actually works. So if you are doing it, you're having a real human reach out, you're having a real human text them personal text saying, hey, when can I get you on the schedule? You'll have a much easier time scheduling the leads and you'll have a much bigger advantage than the other competitors in your market because you're doing what it actually takes to sell those leads. Step number 2, you have the sales process. So first you want to cover the basics. You want to ask lots of questions. You want to present good, better, or best options. And at the end of your meeting with the customer, you want to ask for their business. Now, an additional step you can take with your social media leads is offering a limited time discount if they don't sign up on the spot. So you would say, hey, well, for the next 3 days, 4 days, maybe a week, you can get an extra $500 off if you make a decision by that time. And what that does is it helps people because again, social media leads a little bit earlier in the funnel. They might not have the same level of urgency to close down, but if you have that limited time discount in there, you just keep your quote top of mind with the customer. They'll be thinking about it more. They're more likely to actually make a decision. And when they do, a lot of times that decision will be to go with you. So adding that limited time discount in there can often lead to a much higher close rate. And then third is automations. And you want to use automations the right way. Homeowners kind of know that it's an automated message. So I don't really like to pretend with automations that it's a person and like, oh, hey, this is so-and-so reaching out from such and such place. Because again, homeowners kind of know. So you can use your automations to just be like, hey, this is a friendly reminder. This is an automated reminder, but it's just another tool in your toolbox to keep your quote top of mind, to keep your company top of mind, so that when you do that real follow-up, they're more likely to remember you and thus more likely to sign on with you. So I hope that helped you understand a little bit better how to take your Facebook leads and turn them into revenue for your business. If it did, like, comment, subscribe. My marketing agency specializes in Facebook ads for home services. We're going to be doing a lot more content, which I'm very excited about, and we'll see you in the next video.